All right, everyone, welcome back into another Fantasy Golf video. Going to be doing a quick recap here of round one of the American Express, but more importantly, going to be giving you guys my favorite bets for round two, as well as my favorite showdown picks. Let's go and get into it. So guys, we'll start off with taking a peek at how the course had played yesterday. Obviously, it's the 3-course rotation. Let's take a peek at that. So we're going to scroll down here. This is a little tab I included in here. It's kind of ugly, whatever. What we're going to do is we're going to take a peek at the La Quinta Country Club. Now, this is going to be for golfers that are going off of the LQ course. So really, we're looking at the Pete Dye scoring. We're going to see almost even par. So the changes that they made to this course actually ended up doing pretty well. So we look at the Nicklaus Tournament course. These are going to be golfers that played the LQ course first. So pretty easy, you know, actually a little bit more difficult than years past. And then we look at the Pete Dye. It's going to be the Nicklaus Tournament course now. So the Nicklaus Tournament course actually ended up playing much easier. Well, not much easier, like a half a stroke easier than the LQ course. Now, I kind of expect the Nicklaus Tournament course to play much easier in terms of scoring because all the studs are kind of playing on that course in round two. So I expect there to be a bigger gap. So for like showdown purposes or maybe underdog best ball drafts, I'm going to be targeting the Nicklaus Tournament course a little bit more. I'll touch on that a little bit more later on, but I do want to talk about kind of the players that played on the Pete Dye course. So we only hit one first round leader, guys, and that was Nick Taylor. It was chopped up. Okay, so I ended up giving you guys basically the top 5 first round leader picks out of each course. One player ended up withdrawing, Bud Colley. That was in the mix there. And so we actually ended up, because it was chopped up here for Nick Taylor, even though we ended up losing 5.6 units, which was a little bit unfortunate. He makes a bogey on 18 for that to happen. Instead of cashing a full 25-1, he makes a bogey, and then it ends up getting chopped. That was a little bit tilting there. But while we're talking about a quick recap from yesterday, let's just talk about some of the bets that I gave out as well. So looking at the two-way bets or kind of on that were found on the 3-ball betting page, obviously a little bit different this week. Very solid, guys. 5 for 5 with those hitting. Okay, so that was very nice there. And then the matchup bets that I gave out in this video ended up going 4 for 5. So very good stuff there. So overall, 6.65 units of profit in round one, which could have been better again with Nick Taylor, but we'll take that. Never like to be one that complains about profit. Very good stuff there, but it didn't end there, guys, because I did end up putting a tweet out for my favorite prize picks bets per the 9 to 5 prize picks and underdog cheat sheets. Let's do a recap of that. So on the tweet, I kind of highlighted these 3 prop bets that are popping up. And so a good bet, guys, is going to be a bet that has an over 54% edge. Okay, we can get in the details of that. I have a bunch of videos on my main YouTube channel if you guys want to see that there. Breaking down kind of what makes a good bet and everything like that, how to be a profitable long-term bettor, but very good stuff there, guys. So in terms of the bets that I called out directly to you guys, because that's the easiest to measure in terms of how my information has been able to benefit you guys. 3 for 3 in round one. That was all I gave out. Gave out Charlie Hoffman round 4. He actually ended up missing, which was annoying, although he had hit his over 3.5 birdies in the first 3 rounds. That's why I was like, will he do it again in round 4? It's kind of more for fun. Anyways, we also were able to go 3 for 3 again here in round 1 here. So at least 8 units of profit just right there. But that being said, guys, had you just bet on the top 6 on the 9 to 5 prize picks cheat sheet, 6 for 6. So very good stuff there. I honestly don't expect that to continue with the prize picks and underdog prop bets. If we get them, guys, I may or may not call that out, honestly. It really just depends on if we're getting good ones. Obviously, if you're a 9 to 5 member, you guys can get access to that, but I don't know if it'll be worthwhile. I think we're just going to see random results. So speaking of random results, let's go ahead and get back into the recap. And really what I want to take a peek at, guys, is let's go ahead and actually just get into the Showdown tab. So which golfers are going to be the golfers that are most likely to play better in round 2? Well, you guys can pretty much guess who's going to be the top golfer most likely to play better in round 2. Sungjae. Sungjae was terrible. He was someone that really got eaten up by that stadium course, just was not able to hit the golf ball really well at all. So it's no surprise that he's the player that's expected to play better. Now, the one key stat here of looking at kind of this regression stat, who's likely to drop off or who's likely to have positive regression, is on these easy scoring events. This is actually a very sneaky way to go about attacking slates, because most people are just going to play golfers that played extremely well. They're going to write off someone like Sungjae, even though he was the best player on the board. And I'll tell you what, guys, for the main slate, if this is the 3rd straight week in which the top player screws me out of a massive week, I'm going to be mad, because right now it's looking like it's going to be a a pretty profitable week. If it's the third streak in a row where that happens, where profitable week with the top player sucking, that's going to be extremely tilting, because it's not like that clearly shows us we didn't do anything wrong. It was just the top player not showing up. And I think that's pretty clear with the way Sanjay played, but it's annoying that way. I would almost rather be wrong than not have a good week rather than this. I'm not saying I would like that, but you guys get the point there. It's annoying. Anyways, for Showdown purposes here, I do think this can be sneaky. I do think SunJam is kind of a priority play, honestly, even though he's not playing on the NT course. So again, we're going to take a peek at which players. Well, he has the La Quinta Country Club tee time, whichever. That was a little bit more difficult, but still very easy to score on track. You could still go on and score on that track. I do think he's someone we want to be looking at. This is kind of looking at who is most likely to just go off. Now, what are his chances of making the cut? Honestly, had he not double bogeyed his last hole, I would say I was pretty darn confident in him making the cut. Like, I thought if he just stayed at +3, and I think it would be fine. But now he's at +5. That's going to be much more difficult. Could I see him going -6, and having a chance at making the cut? Maybe. Who knows, though? Who knows what the cut line is going to be? I don't think we'll honestly know that. Have a good indication of what they'll be really until the end of the round tomorrow, because some players might be able to go out and see, all right, this is where I need to be a little bit smarter on the stadium course. That's maybe an aspect where maybe I overlooked that. Some of these golfers are now going to be able to see how to play the stadium course, and maybe the stadium course actually ends up playing easier. Now, don't get me wrong. Like, all the good players played on the La Quinta course, and those players are all going to get the stadium course in round 3, and so the scoring average is probably going to go down there anyways, because all the good players in the field are going to be playing there then, but actually could end up being a pretty darn good advantage for those guys. So anyways, he's someone that's expected to play better. We'll zoom this out to golfers that are going off of the NT course. So Andrew Novak's kind of an interesting one. He's going to be a pretty cheap Showdown option. We got Patrick Fishburne. Wyndham Clark's definitely interesting. Max Gracerman didn't play terribly, but didn't play well. These are all golfers that could really go out and have a very low round, and it would be shocking. So I don't mind the idea of attacking those. Let's actually go ahead and take a peek at which golfers are going to be the top Showdown plays now. So Max Gracerman actually ranks out really well because of that kind of regression stat. He's someone that typically does. Let's actually see here. We don't need to look at the Showdown stats right now, the season round ranks. That doesn't really matter too much. Well, actually, no. That's still from last year. Apologies, guys. So we'll include that in here, and so you guys can kind of see why here. Gracerman typically has played decently well in round 2. And it's the fact that he's likely to get back to his mean. So he's likely to really go out and have a good round because he didn't have that great round in round 1. But the issue with that, it does get a little bit risky, honestly, with these, again, more random events. So we should be spreading out our ownership regardless. But these are all kind of the top plays we should be looking at. I think in simple, guys, Sam Burns is going to be an easy click. If you guys want to get to Tony Finau, obviously the big 4 are here. So Tony Finau, Justin Thomas, Patrick Cantlay, that's kind of fine. But then we're probably looking at Andrew Novak as a value option. Nico's there. Eric Cole got his stuff together on the back 9. Jason Day. I didn't even talk about Jason Day here. Let's talk about Jason Day real quick. So Jason Day, as you guys know, I called out as a golfer that was going to be a core play, a golfer that was kind of just an easy outright bet as well. You could get him actually at 90-1 on Bet Online. Now, I know a lot of people don't bet on that, but 70-1 on him. I think that's going to be one of the easier outright bets of the year. Even if it doesn't hit, like, that's still the correct option. That's really how I felt for him with DFS-wise. It's strange. Like, ownership wise, it was all take away the fact that he ranked out extremely well. He still would have been the correct play given how freaking low owned he was compared to everyone else. And so the fact that he grayed out as one of the best plays in the field and was extremely low owned, very much a head scratcher, especially when it's coming from one of the top fantasy experts in the space telling you guys he should be a core play and he's still under owned. It's like, what are we doing? Thank you for people that didn't do that. I hope I didn't jinx you, Jason Day. Go out and finish strong for us, buddy. Okay, at least give us a top 20 at the very least. I want the W. I hope I didn't jinx you there, Jason Day, but very good stuff there. Very nice to see him actually go out and have that good round 1 there as expected, but continue it through. We've seen you be in contention or a decent amount over the past 2 years. Let's close it up. But I do think we need to be tossing in the La Quinta course as well, guys, into the Showdown mix. So SunJam actually, I know people aren't going to like that. He's actually going to rank out as the best Showdown play. So people are going to be a little bit nervous about that. But I do want to call it one thing here as well, is I am slightly adjusting in the 9-to-5 fantasy score projections, the fact that the Nicklaus Tournament course should be playing slightly easier. So I'll pull that up here on the lineup builder, and then I'll show you guys some bets after this portion. All right, so what's happening is we are giving like plus 10 points for the Nicklaus Tournament course on top of their normal round 2 projections. And then for the La Quinta course, it's plus 2 points. And then actually I did minus 10 points for the Pete Dye course. So it's really prioritizing the Nicklaus Tournament course, but it's not going to over penalize someone like Sungjae Im in the sense that he's still going to be someone you can get to. You can still get to golfers with the La Quinta tee times if you guys choose to do so. Now, if you guys don't want to do that, you can obviously go into the 9-to-5 custom model. And let's say you just want to do the La Quinta course, so LQ course. You guys can do that. So do maybe round 2. And then you could also just do, I don't know, you could do 10 lineups. Maybe it's just that course. So what you do is you just export down here, and then you'd upload it to the PGA DFS cheat or lineup builder. You could also do that for the NT course there as well, the Nicklaus Tournament course. But we zoom back out here. Let's just run this, guys, so you guys can kind of see what is going to be some of the optimal builds that we can get to. So let's just go ahead and round up here. We're going to give it 2 data points to go off of, so 6.4 and then whatever. Just rounding up there, and we're going to generate this. Again, just kind of showing you guys a good sense of what we could be looking at. And again, it's already prioritizing the Nicklaus Tournament course. And so kind of no surprise there. It is liking Tony Finau. Okay, it is liking Wyndham Clark, JJ Spawn, Patrick Fishburne, Andrew Novak, and Doug Kim. Now, the one thing, again, that we could do, because we know this is already going to be a random event, like we know that we should plan for it, we could toss in like a little bit of randomness to this if we want, maybe 5%, maybe a little bit too much for what I typically like to do, but I'll show you guys the player exposures right now. So you can see we're getting 100% Patrick Fishburne, and then I'll just show you guys what happens when we do that. It's going to just naturally give players bumps and decreases because of that. So because of that, we're getting a wider player pool and we're getting less ownerships to people. Now, obviously, we can go ahead and let's just do this real quick as well. We'll, I don't know, we'll toss in 30% max exposure to every golfer. We'll generate this again now, and now we're good to go. We're getting a pretty good plethora of golfers that we could go out of our way to target now. And it's great. We're still getting Max Grayson a decent amount, like that, Clark a decent amount. Maybe I would probably finagle this a little bit, guys, but honestly, I might just go like 25% through and through. But typically, when I've taken down Showdown GPPs in the past, it's really just doing 3% max exposure, or 3 unique players and 35% max exposure. So 3 unique players, we'll do that here as well, just to see. Just want to see it a little bit more unique with some of the lineups that we're getting there as well. So kind of planning for the randomness there as well. I'm not saying this is going to be exactly what I put out there for my Showdown builds. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. I'll probably finagle this a little bit, but this gives you guys kind of a good look at this. Now, I do want to call out, if you guys are someone that does do underdog, guys, you can play the 4 Friday. Okay, $5 there. I ended up doing round 1, I made $10. I played like $170 worth, which is okay. There's a $10 contest that they had, like 13 entries max, so I did that. I ended up making $10 on the day. It's laughable. Anyways, not bad. I'm not complaining again, but whatever. A couple of close calls there. But you guys can do this. This is a 6-person drafts, $5 entry, 150 max. So I don't know if you guys really like to do that. You can still be decent there in terms of having different lineups and good lineups. But what you do if you guys want to use the 9-to-5 data, I put the CSV file in the 9-to-5 Discord chat. You go to rankings here and then upload the rankings. So they have this little chart. You go to PGA, which I'm on, and then there's a click CSV to upload. You do that. All right, guys. So let's go ahead now and get back into kind of the 3-ball bet page. It's 2-way bets, 2-ball bets, whatever. Same verbiage, but whatever. A little bit different. So it did shift a little bit today. So I still kind of think I just want to go with the top 5. You could go with the golfers that are 45% likely or better to win their matchup. Okay, you could do that. It's okay here. So we got Nico again winning against Camilo Villegas. It's not a good payout. I mean, he's like minus 170. So you bet a unit, you're going to win 0.48 back. Same thing with Svensson here. It's not terrible. It's a little bit better odds. Andrew Putnam actually to beat Bill Haas, a little bit better payout. Andrew Novak's kind of the one we really want to win there. Going against Patrick Fishburne, kind of interesting there because Patrick Fishburne is a pretty good Showdown play as well, so that's interesting. But good payout there. And then Chan Kim beating Sam Stevens there. Very interesting there. And then, let's just do it. So when I'm measuring this tomorrow, what we're going to do here, guys, and I'll scroll down a little bit so you guys can see this better. Let's just do the ones all the way from Nico to Cantlay. It's a lot, but Sungjae is likely to have a better day, and I think we're just getting a slightly better odds on him now, even though just because he was terrible yesterday. So I think I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. And let's just go ahead and get into the direct betting head-to-head bets that we are getting. What we're going to do is, again, we're going to sort by the American markets only, the popular ones, FanDuel, DraftKings, and then BetMGM. and we got it sorted by the 9 to 5 rank here. So the first one would be Brian Harman beating Seb Straka -110, Vince Whaley beating Grayson Sigg -110. Those are two of the better bets per the 9 to 5 data. We got Christian Bazuna beating Harris English, so really not too many differences from yesterday, honestly. Eric Cole beating Will Zalatoris. We'll go to that one. Let's stop here, okay? We'll stop at Tom Hoagie beating Mac Meissner at +100. Oh, that's a tournament bet. Yeah, we don't need to do that. We'll go back to round. So filtering out a little bit more. And so let's just do 3. We'll do Bazuna beating Harris English. We'll do Harman beating Straka. And we'll do Whaley beating Grayson Sigg. Those are going to be the 3 head-to-head bets there as well. So, guys, that's going to do it. We're not getting any prize picks or underdog prop bets just yet. I actually talked to the prize picks, one of the prize picks, staffers about getting their PGA props out faster. Specifically more for like at the start of the tournament. Be nice to see them do round 2 as well. Now, guys, just real quickly, if you are thinking about playing on an underdog or on PrizePicks, make sure to use the promo codes that are available to you guys using the 9 to 5 promo code. So if you guys are interested in signing up for underdog, use the promo code 9 to 5, the letter spelled out there. If you actually deposit like $2,000, they'll match that up to $1,000. So you get $1,000 back, which is pretty awesome. And then for PrizePicks, guys, the promo code is actually the number 9 and then TO5. They'll give you guys $50 when you spend your first 5. Now, if you guys want access to any of the tools available on the website, I already showed you guys some of those that are available. Make sure to head on over to 9to5sports.com. Get access to all those tools for just $10 a month. Take advantage of that, guys. Thanks for watching. Give a like. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Thanks for watching. Good luck. And as always, let's keep cashing.